Hey guys, I did a Gray Gun spring kit changeover on my Sig P226, and I wanted to go over a couple of things that are required in way of tools, and as well as some of the things required if you're looking to do a trigger polish. Along with that is something I did when I did the takedown of the components necessary to change out the springs in the Gray Gun spring kits. First, the Gray Gun spring kit, if you're not familiar, is they have a couple different varieties. I picked the standard spring kit, and basically what it does is it takes the double action pull and the single action pull and lightens it up a bit. And the key components to doing that in the kit are as follows. There is a mainspring that they provide that is lighter than the stock. The stock, I believe, is 20 pounds or plus. This is the stock spring. I put in the lighter spring, and that gives a lower double action trigger pull. The other key component in the spring kit for Gray Guns is the trigger block, or a safety block spring, and this fits. I can do a quick takedown here. This fits right underneath here. This is your safety block. Yours probably looks like this. This is an older kit actually that I purchased, and I can probably put this in macro. So this is the spring, this is the block that I'm talking about. This is what yours probably look like. And this is a titanium block that Gray Guns used to make. And from what I understand from them, they no longer produce it because it wasn't cost effective, I guess. What you get out of it is a lighter block. But the real component to making this work with respect to the double action pull is a lighter spring that's underneath this. And that's what you get primarily, the benefit that you get out of there. So the pin that drives this out also is something that you get. This pin is the slide pin here. I don't know if you can see that clearly. That pin right there. Yeah, that's the pin that you also get, depending on what type you have, roll pin, punch pin, concave, whatever they call them. The kind that I have is the concave pin. And I was too cheap to buy the Brownells kit of punches. There's a 2-piece punch kit, and so I thought, well, I have a replacement pin so I can use whatever punches I have to bang that out, and I did, and that's the result. It just basically marred up the hell out of my old pin. And that was okay, except when I put in my new one, I realized I couldn't seat it all the way because I didn't have the proper punches. So I ordered the proper punches, and I'm going to be doing this exact same changeover and polishing on my trigger on my P220, so it's not going to be just to punch this back in. I will use it on that P220, and I will shoot a multi-part video showing the actual job being done, and maybe that can help you guys out as well. If you notice this new spring, this is also by Gray Guns. Highly recommend that as a changeover rather than the stock spring. I put here's a stock spring, as I'm sure you're all well aware. This is a 9mm, by the way, and this is stock for 9mm, and this has like 4,000 rounds through it. I didn't realize you needed to change them out sooner than that, but in any event, I changed it out to this Gray Gun spring. Very happy with this. And the other things that I did with respect to the spring for the changeover is to change out this spring that comes part of the kit. It is a sear spring, and this is a stock one. It has more tension than the one that the Gray Guns kit comes with, and that fits right in there. You can see that spring right there. So you do have to disassemble your frame almost completely, but I have a link there that shows you pretty much how to do that. And once you get the hang of it, you can do it really simply. It's not very difficult. But I highly recommend that you videotape yourself with your own pistol if you have access to a video camera, or your phone has a video capability, because you don't have to rely on your memory to put everything back or where everything was to begin with. Once you start taking down your pistol, you can rely on that tape to help you out quite a bit, and I found that to be very, very helpful for me, as well as the instructional video that I used that was on YouTube. So the tools that you need, if you notice on this side, this is trigger bar that's been polished, and what you basically polish on this would be the trigger bar, the sear, and the hammer. Those are really the components that you want to polish out and get them smooth. But like I said, I'd have to tear this all down to show you. Online there's a couple of articles that show some detailed photos of what you would be polishing out. And like I said, when I do that multi-part video, I'll show you what I did and what's necessary. If you're not comfortable with two things, with voiding your warranty, which you will by doing your own work on your own pistol. If you're not comfortable with that, don't do it. Send it to somebody like Great Guns, or somebody who's very competent to do the work for you, and you'll get superior performance out of your Sig. I'm just trying to save some money, and I don't mind voiding a warranty that I'm not probably going to ever use as far as Sigs. So I just did it myself, and I just wanted to learn something and see if I can do it. So I did. Some of the tools that I use, or these are the only tools that I use. As far as a base stand, I know they sell one, but I use this. You can get this for like $3, this plastic piece, $2 I think at Home Depot. This is a brass grate. Fits like in a pool, you know, for a drain. So this piece, I just had it, so I just used it as a base. Makes it a hard base, but this is the piece that you can use. It's plastic. You put a rag over it, and you can push your pins through, or pound on your gun, or whatever you need to do. If you're releasing your pin, like this pin right here, you go from right to left, if you didn't know. But when you're pushing this pin out, so you can just use this as a brace. Take off your barrel and your guide rod, obviously, but you know, you can cover this up with a rag like I did. Put your punch there, and actually when I did mine, I completely taped off this slide with blue tape, painter's tape, so I wouldn't mar the frame if I slipped with the punches or whatnot. Anyways, this is fairly inexpensive to use or to buy. To get your bluing off, this is what I use. It's a Birchwood Casey's Blue and Rust Remover. It works very well with some Q-tips. That's all you need. You'll need something to clean all your parts with. I use Ballistol. You can use whatever it is that you use. I don't know if this is in macro still or not. Yeah, let's take it out of macro. To do the actual polishing, I used some flits with a couple of cloths, just some soft cotton cloths, and I used some 1000 grit sandpaper, wet dry sandpaper. You can, and what is recommended, using some like Indian stones. They're not Indian stones, but they're 400. I don't know if that's the grit, but the recommended stones. They sell them online, and they're about $40. It comes with about 5 stones. They're long and different shaped. I'm a little cheap. I wanted to save some money, so I figure I can do all this again and repolish and get it right. So I opted for the $3 sandpaper, and I won't buy the stones. So anyhow, as far as continuing with the tools, I just used 3 flathead screwdrivers of varying sizes. They seem to work well. You'll need a set of needle nose pliers of some sort. Makes it a lot easier when you're pulling your springs and so forth. Punches you're going to need depending on the type of slide that you have, and really the slide punch is the only one that you're going to drive out. All the others I found you can just push them right out. Using one of these, it just comes out very easily. But you're going to need either the roll pin punch type, or a C cup punch, and I need the C cup punch because my pin is, like I said, the type that that is concaved. So it's rounded on top, and the punch is concave, so it fits right over and doesn't slip out. And definitely get the punch that you need, because I lucked out where I didn't really mar up my frame that much. I did it just slightly, you can barely see it, but it could have been a lot worse, believe me. And you're better off just getting the proper tools that you need. And if you're going to do this, do it right. And like I said, if you don't want to do it, send it to somebody who's competent and who will do a really good job. And the only people that I know of that specialize in SIG would be Gray Guns. I'm sure there are others, but because they make the spring kit, because you can call up Gray Guns, as I've done at least half a dozen times, and spoke to Bruce or whoever else is there, one of the gunsmiths. They just have so much information that is so valuable, and you're not going to get it from anybody else that I know of. So if you have another source, please let us know, because these guys are really an invaluable source, and they don't seem to be too close to the vest with their information. So I'm really appreciative of that. Anyhow, again, continuing with the Gray Guns kit, you won't get the safety block, the titanium safety block again, but this is no longer available. I don't know that, again, that that's even that valuable in the sense of lessening the poundage on your double pull and single pull action. But certainly the mainspring, the sear spring, the safety block spring are the three key components that will do that for you. They give you a stronger safety trigger spring, a trigger pin spring, and I put it in. I don't know what it does actually, but since the guys at Gray Guns are so knowledgeable, I'm sure they included that for a reason, so I put it in. And obviously, like I said, they give you the pin to drive out and put in a new one. The only other tools that I had, you're going to need a little hammer of some sort, and that's about it. Along with the instruction from those links that I'll put in there, I used to disassemble the pistol. I use the articles to show me the key components that I use for the slide replacement. And the good things about the videos as well as the articles is that because the Gray Guns kit is pretty much a do-it-yourself, you're going to need to know how to disassemble your pistol to a large degree, and I did so, and was able to easily do it in a manner that allowed me to, while I had all these components out, to do something like the polishing and so forth. But again, if you're not comfortable with that, if you don't want to void your warranty and you just don't want to get involved in this, then definitely do not send it off to Gray Guns, have them do it, or wait, or don't do anything, just keep it as stock. You definitely will get an improvement from the Gray Guns spring kit if you're going to go that route. I just went the extra route in terms of polishing out these components to see what it did, and it was just experimental on my part, but you do what you think is best. But the kit itself is about $28, something like that. Highly recommend it. And if you have any problems, the beautiful thing is you can call up Gray Guns and they'll be happy to answer anything that you have in way of questions. In fact, one of the problems I had with this slide, because I was so cheap and didn't buy the Brownells punch set, is couldn't get it out, but they offered to push it out for me if I'd send my slide over and send postage back. I didn't do that. I ended up doing it myself, and but I was very appreciative of the offer by Gray Guns to do so. So anyhow, Gray Guns spring kit, I highly recommend that you look into it. It will definitely improve on an already excellent pistol, but it will give you the trigger pull that you need out of that SIG. Anyhow, hope it was helpful. You take care.